Hello and welcome to Sport for Business. We are meeting Ireland's future potential Olympians in the year that was going to be Tokyo, a year ahead of when it's going to be Tokyo. And I'm delighted now to be joined by Nhat Ngoyen, who is our badminton prodigy, European Championship medals in the past, and a real sense of getting there to Tokyo as being very much on your agenda. You're very warm welcome to you, Nhat.
Cheers. Thanks for having me, Rob. Thanks.
Tell me something. When the lockdown came, when the world stopped moving, you were positioned 26th in terms of a 38-person tournament. Are you comfortable in that position? Do you feel as though Tokyo is very much on your agenda for 21?
Yeah, actually, it was our plan to be within those positions, like 25 to 30. But yeah, I'm happy to be 26, and yeah, it's a good position to have. I think I'm quite safe now, and I know the qualification is frozen a little bit now, but realistically, there's only 2 to 3 tournaments left, so that shouldn't affect my position going to qualify for Tokyo. So I'm quite confident that I'll be competing in Tokyo 2021 now. Yeah.
Yeah, great. And the International Federation, have they laid out that qualification process? Because obviously that's something which is going to prey on your mind in terms of your preparation until you actually secure that place on the plane.
Yeah, I think they laid it out a couple of weeks ago, saying that all the tournaments that didn't finish for the qualification period those are the tournaments that will count towards qualification. So I think, again, only 3 or 4 tournaments will be left, and that shouldn't bother me because I will compete in those. So I don't think if I do well or don't do well, I think I will still qualify. So obviously I want to do well in all tournaments that I play in. But my position is pretty secure now, and hopefully there will be no major injuries that will affect me going forward. Yeah.
Great. That sense of tournament play, like any athlete, you spend most of your time preparing for the big occasions. It's the sort of the day after day stuff. But since you turned pro, you've been playing in plenty of competitions. You've always said the Irish Open is amongst your favourite. Do you really thrive in that environment of tournament play and competition?
Yeah, I like to think so. But this year in the Irish Open, I didn't perform my best and I lost first round. But normally I like going away, the competition aspect, the competitive atmosphere. That's what I thrive on. That's what I like, that feeling of adrenaline and buzz around competition. So that's what I normally perform well, but it didn't perform well for me in the Irish Open this year. So hopefully if it goes ahead this year, I can perform better. But yeah, that's definitely that feeling of competitiveness in a tournament. That's what I miss most. Yeah.
And you have missed it, obviously. There hasn't been much going on over the last number of months. How have you found that? Have you been able to continue with the physical side of training? Have you been able to get back out to the national centre now to actually sort of get some some game time and some practice in under your belt?
Yeah, definitely. So at the start of lockdown, there was like 2-3 months phase. I was lucky enough my sister owns a gym, so I was very lucky to be using that most days every day to keep my fitness, conditioning and strength up. So that was very good. So I gained a lot of strength and fitness level gains as well also. So that was very good. And we came back to training on court, I think 7 weeks ago. I think this week is our 7th or 8th. I'm not sure. Phase 2 anyways. Phase 2. So we were back training on court and just working on a lot of stuff that I wouldn't have time to work on during all traveling away for the last year, over 20 tournaments, 20 different countries. So I wouldn't have time to work on my weaknesses, for example. So I was working a lot on my weaknesses and just building the engine up for the upcoming season whenever it starts. Yeah.
Great. And
yeah.
Tell me something now. You came over to Ireland at the age of 6. Your parents made the choice that this is what they wanted to do for you and your sister. Have you been in touch with relatives and family back in Vietnam over the course of this? How have they been getting along?
Yeah, I think at the start I was very in touch, but recently not so much, but I came back. I went back to my home village a couple of times, and I think I went back once or twice, twice. And to come back, to go back to the where you came from, I was just a little. I came from a little town outside of Hanoi, which is the capital city of Vietnam. So it was a little town in the countryside. So it was very definitely coming back there, like humbled me a little bit, just to see how far I've come, what my parents had sacrificed just to get me to travel around the world, live my dream. They're working all day, every day, 365 a day a year to allow me to fulfill my dream. So definitely going back to Vietnam, going back to where I came from, definitely humbled me a couple of years ago. And I think even during lockdown, I was working in my parents' Chinese takeaway down that. I think that experience definitely humbled me. Working there for 2-3 weeks, just seeing the hours they put in, just being in the heat in the kitchen, especially in a takeaway, it's hard work, and I don't know how they do it. Literally 365 days a year for the past 8 to 10 years now, just for me to pay the bills, for me to go live my dreams every day, training, and just I'm doing the easy bit here. They're doing all the hard work. So definitely it gave me a new insight of it gave me a new motivation just to like give back. I think to give back to my parents, to see what they've done to me, so what they've done for me and my sister so far and so much. So definitely that's probably on top of my list now, more than anything. If I can give back to my parents, I probably won't be able to give back as much as they've given me, but if I can give back to them, as much as I can, that'll be a great feeling. So definitely that's on top of my list now, rather than any goals in badminton or anything. So yeah.
Do you know something? Even by saying that, you've actually given back an awful lot to them, because when they hear that level of appreciation that you've got, that understanding of the sacrifices that they make, because oftentimes sport does put you into a bubble where you have to be very self-centered. So perhaps these last few months that have enabled you to just look up a little bit from the white lines of the court. In terms, you mentioned about how you've been able to work on your weaknesses. Do you think that you will come back as a stronger player, despite not having had the edge of competition, but just that technical work that you've been able to do together with the strength and conditioning? Do we expect to see a new, faster, stronger, better Nhat Ngoyen coming back?
Yeah, definitely. I feel this is the best condition, mentally and physically I've ever been. And I've been able to, I think I was always quite a fast player. I've been able to slow down my game a little bit and use my speed at a certain time, at the right time, just to save energy. I think that's a very crucial element to my game, to be able to be efficient with my energy levels and not use it too much, and not use my youth and energetic too much. So just a mature more game, and I definitely feel that it's coming along nicely in game and in match practice in training. So I definitely feel the new Nat after this coronavirus epidemic, I think the new Nat will be a much more improved. And I'm very excited. I'm excited. I've been telling my coach a lot about how excited I am to show my level around the world, see how much I've improved. So I'm excited. Yeah.
Great. You've got a degree of confidence about you, which sporting people need to have. There's no point in going into something if you don't think that you're going to be able to give it your best. Have you looked forward working with, mental fitness coaches or anything like that? Have you been able to look forward and envision yourself on the court in Tokyo, getting ready to give your all?
Yeah, I think personally I do a lot of meditation work, visualization work. Do that mostly every morning, 10-15 minutes. Just sometimes it's visualizing a game, sometimes when I'm feeling a little bit stressed, feeling a bit tired, just to calm myself down, just stay in the now and not. So I think I've been doing that for the last year or two now, and I think it's helped a lot just in my game, also not being too rash and impulsive in my decisions. So Definitely, I do a lot. Also, I do a lot of work in the institute. They help me with psychology to help me have few plans in the game, how to meditate, how to visualize things. So I think visualization, can say the word, is a huge key to my. I guess you can say confidence, because once you can visualize it, and you've seen it before, I really feel that you can definitely achieve it. So I'm definitely I'm confident right now, yeah, about the future, yeah. So,
Great. Well, the future is coming closer. We haven't been able to do Tokyo 2020, but we will be back there, please God, in 2021. Hopefully, you will be on the plane. Hopefully, you'll be able to give rise to high hopes and a real spread of badminton amongst young children and players around the country who can be inspired by what you've been able to do. So for now, anyway, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. We will do so again before Tokyo, but for now, Nhat Ngoyen, the very best of luck.
cheers. Thanks very much, Rob. Thank you.